everyone, because of my YouTube videos about Visual Kei, I received a few messages that were like, hey, how you got into Visual Kei? And today I want to talk with you about it. I mean, let's have fun, because I did really stupid things. When I was 13, I watched animes like Black Butler and Death Note, and I liked the music. I liked the opening song of Black Butler and the ending song of Death Note. I liked the way the music sound. I searched after the bands and found out they were from Sid and Nightmare. Sid and Nightmare won't be a big part of my story, and I'm pretty sad that I don't listen to them, but let's say with these two songs everything started. I found out that people call the Wolf in J-Rock. I found Diora in a J-Rock Visual Kei playlist, and it was like, what's the difference? I mean, today I know the difference. I mean, I hope I know the difference. But at this time I was like, okay, I can search after Visual Kei. Because when I searched after Visual Kei, I also found the videos of Diora. I found out that Diora is a Visual Kei band. And after I found out about them, and after I found out that they're a Visual Kei band, I went to YouTube and typed in Visual Kei. And of course I found the perfect German documentations about VK that were like, the fans are sad. They are really sad. Look at Kyo from Dean Grey, he's cutting himself on stage. And I was like, okay. I mean, I really was like, okay. I didn't like Dean Grey. I mean, you know, today Dean Grey is my life, but at the beginning I was like, okay, I could search for something different. And I became a pretty hard Ancafe fangirl. And my Ancafe times at the beginning were pretty cute. Really. I was so hard into Ancafe. That was, yeah. After that I found bands like Monolith, and there was a pretty funny German video about Visual Kei, which was something like a education movie about VK, and it was totally sarcastic, and I can't find it online anymore, but because of this video I found finally out the real old school bands I love today. Let's say they said Gagt is a Schlager star. I mean, Schlager is something like German pop music for old people. Or, I don't know, Mana is the silence of the lambs, stuff like this, and it was pretty funny. And after that I searched the bands, and at this time also my totally beautiful list of bands and songs was born. Today, I mean, Desperate, I even wrote their name wrong, but yeah. To get better into VK, I started to make something like this. I wrote down the bands, the songs, and everything else at school, because it was school. After I knew a few bands, I started to make a folder. And of course I wrote everything down into this folder when I was at school, because I'm a good student. Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, you don't want to know what I find here. And of course we have very much weeaboo stuff in this folder. I mean, they're just pages where I've written down Gagt's name for about 100 times. I also started to love Dean Grey at the end of my 13th year on Earth. And when I was 14 years old, there was nothing else for me than Dean Grey. And I also found another band that called Michi Bray. I also dyed my hair black at this time. And I was using filters. Look, when I found out about Camijo here, I don't know if you can see it, but Symphony of the Vampire. My cat started to love Miyavi. I was in love with Dean Grey. I was in love with gagged. Shame on me. And yeah, that was my beginning into Visual Kei, and that was a pretty interesting time. And when I was 14, it was a pretty clear thing for me. That's the way I want to go. When you're new to Visual Kei, you don't know the stories and everything, and you just sitting in your room and searching, looking for it, listening to music. And when you still go to school, you have the time for it, and that was a nice time. Just spent times on writing. I found out about so many bands. I found bands like I don't know, like Blood, like Psycholessim. Why I know I pronounced them wrong. Okay, I found out about bands like Dylan Gray, X Japan. I mean, the Gazette, the popular ones. But I also found bands that aren't that popular. And of course, I had problems at school because I was the emo, I was the girl no one liked, but. And no, they had a reason. They had the reason Visual Kei. But to be honest, if I look back, I don't know what I would be without Visual Kei today. So I think it was the right way to stand for the things I love. Yes. And another thing I have to talk about is stupid comments from other fans. As I say, when I was new to Visual Kei, when I was about 14 years old, I got bad comments. So I felt like no one likes me. Not at school, not in VK. Of course, I got older, and when I was 15 years old, finally I was allowed to go to a concert. I mean, even when it was with my father, and it was a bit trouble, but a bit. But I was able to see Gilgamesh. My first concert will always be a big part of my life because I met many people there. I was able to talk about VK, and everyone liked VK. I mean, I'm going to a place and nearly everyone is into VK, and you can talk with the people about it, and it was so good. I mean, it made me really happy. But from all the nice experiences of this concert, I found out about a page. A page, a really dark page if you're into VK. The Tanuki. And I spent days at the Tanuki, at translation Tumblr blogs from Tanuki, and I was totally done after it. I was extremely sad because Visual Kei is something I love, and there's written so much shit about musicians, and I was like, should I listen to them if it's true? Of course, you're new to VK, everything is fine, you like everything, and Tanuki was always a thing that made me sad. I mean, today I know not everything is true, nearly nothing is true, but it made me sad. Let's say my youth was a pretty wonderful time of Visual Kei. But after school, everything went bad. I didn't have the time for music anymore. I didn't have the time for social media anymore to search. I didn't have the power to search for newer things because everything was extremely stressful. And after school, everything definitely went wrong. And then I was at a point in my life, I was thinking about, is it the right thing for me? I mean, it's not that easy. And of course, Visual Kei means a lot to me, but I didn't have the time anymore. I didn't have the time for conversations with friends, or I didn't have the power after work. People who know me private know that the last 2 years were the hell for me. Not because of the job, but because of the conditions I had to work with, and because like some people treat me. In this time it was hard for me being interested in the whole thing. Of course, Visual Kei was a big part for me. And it's still a big part of my life, but I didn't have the power to do anything. I was sad at this time, and it went even worse with every single day. After the Dean Grey concerts, that made me a bit happier, I told myself to go to more concerts. I went to the Madman's pre-concert in April. I went to the Jupiter concert in May, and I went to the Gazette concert in June. Sometimes it was like, okay, you are at home at 7 a.m. and you have to be at work at 8 a.m. But it was worth it. And today I'm standing here. I finally have the time to look after newer VK bands again. I changed my life a bit. I'm looking forward to the Dean Grey concerts. Visual Kei was always a big part of my life. Visual Kei was something like a friend in times when everything went wrong. I don't know what the future will bring, but what I know is that VK will be a part of this future, because I have many songs that I need in my life, and there are many bands. Of course, it's a thing that is connecting people from all over the world. I mean, you don't have VK friends in your town if you're living in a fucking village like me. And of course, I also tried to learn Japanese. I mean, we all know I'm not good at anything, but I try. I'm just happy that I found out about VK. I can finally say Visual Kei is a part of me. That was my video. Hope you enjoyed. At least I tried everything. At least I'm not gagged, and see you soon. I found out about old school bands, like, I don't have an Lorraine. We have rankings, how much I like which musician, gagged, with super good reasons like he's beautiful, he's handsome, he can speak English, stuff like this. That was my old cool phone.